This tutorial will show you how to create project templates in Assistance PSA. To create a project template, click on Settings, and in the next screen, open the PSA Tables menu. The process is divided into 3 simple steps, each one corresponding to the creation of the respective components of your template. Let's start by defining the top level of your template structure. Click on Project Template and hit the New button. Now enter the name of your template. Once you're done, save and close the window. Your first step is now completed. You have defined the parent node of your project template. Your next step is to define your project item groups. Click on the table and hit the New button. Your project template will consist of 3 item groups. Enter the name of the first one, click Save and New, and create your second one. As with the project template, all that is required is that you define each group by giving them a description. Once you're done, simply save and close the window. You can see now your 3 project item groups in the list display of your table. Your next and final step is the creation of your project template items. Click on the table and hit the New button. This level is where you will link all 3 components of your project template together. First, select your project template. In the next field, specify a digit code for your project template item. This code will appear next to your item and will be its default sorting key. Now, select an item group. Analysis phase is what you want. Finally, in the item name field, enter a description. At this point, you have given a name to your project item, linked it to a group, and a template. You now must define the item itself. If you check the Active box, this project item will become available for time entry as soon as the project is created. Check the box. The next field, Item Type, will define the contract type of your item. Click the drop-down menu. PSA will support 7 contract types. Let's review them one by one. With time and material hourly rate, PSA will calculate for each entry booked the number of hours spent times the hourly rate. If you choose time and material day rate, PSA will then calculate a full day rate regardless of the actual number of hours booked on a specific day. With a fixed fee, PSA will invoice a specific selling amount, defined by you, regardless of the actual number of hours booked towards the project. Note the Amount field now displayed. You can choose to enter a default value here. It will be copied to every project you create with this template. Also note that the value entered here can be overwritten at the project level. Leave this field blank. You will want to define the amount when you create the project. Expenses Billable will identify an expense item. Note the Expense Markup field now displayed. The value entered here represents the percentage of markup to be applied to any expense booked towards the item. You do not want to define a default value here. Leave the field blank. When you select Expenses Fixed Fee, PSA will invoice a specific amount defined by you regardless of the actual expenses booked towards the project. You do not want to define a default amount here. Leave the field blank. The Products item will let you add products from the standard CRM product catalog to the project. This is further explained in an advanced course of Assistance PSA. And finally, if you select the item type Recurring, PSA will allow you to create a fixed fee to be invoiced on a recurring basis. Here you can decide to enter a default value for the recurring amount as well as the billing frequency. Leave both fields blank. You want to complete these fields at the project level. Now, for your first project item, select Time and Material Hourly Rate. Once you've defined your item type, you need to select a tax group. And, if applicable, a ledger account. For the purpose of this tutorial, we will leave this field blank. You have completed the creation of your first project template item. Now click Save and New to create your other ones. This project template, Sure Step Elements, combines time and material with fixed fee items for both your hours and expenses. And in this specific example, the time and material items are based on an hourly rate. You will want to create 3 additional templates. The first one, Consultancy, will also combine time and material with fixed fee items. This time, however, your time and material item will be based on a daily rate. The second one, Support Contract, will include a recurring item, allowing you in this case to invoice your recurring revenue while tracking the time spent on support. The third and final one, Internal, will allow you to manage the vacation and sick leave bank of hours of your employees, as well as capture their internal administrative hours. Best practice here is to define the items related to hours as fixed fee and to define the items related to expenses as expenses billable. You have now created all your project templates. Your next step is to go in Assistance PSA and do the corresponding exercises in the step-by-step guide, The Fundamentals.